I was really excited about that. I was just happy that I at least passed. Hey everyone, welcome back to Dash of Mo. Today is Q&A Sunday and I will be giving y'all my medical school week 3 update. Yeah, I cannot believe it. I can't believe that I've gone through 3 weeks of medical school already. It's kind of unbelievable at this point right now. So the first question on Q&A Sunday is, thanks for answering my question. Okay, here's another one or two. If you could go back and tell your pre-med self anything about med school or getting into, I'm assuming that says you meant to say med school, what would it be? Also, how did you go about studying for the MCATs? Any specific timeline you followed? Thanks. Okay, so the first question, if I could go back and tell my pre-med self anything, it would have definitely been to apply earlier than I did and to take my MCATs earlier because I took my MCATs the summer going into my senior year, and I wish I took it the summer going into my junior year. Also, just try and get the highest GPA you can possibly get in undergrad and just take your undergrad seriously. I took mine seriously, but still I kind of wish I focused more on school and just find that balance between extracurricular activities and getting good grades in your classes. So yes, it's good to have extracurricular activities, but just make sure you limit those to where you get enough experience to be a well-rounded student. So for instance, don't try and join 20 clubs and try and be an officer in each one of those. Try to narrow down your choices of extracurricular activities and then put in that time to commit to them so that you have more to say about them, not only in your applications but also in your interviews. Also, I went about studying the MCAT. I did a review course in the summer, and then I took it like 2 weeks after my review course. So any specific timeline I followed, I did want to go straight from medical school I did want to go straight from undergrad to medical school, so I did want to take my MCATs before I turned in my application, and if that's what you'd like to do, that's fine, and if you don't want to be a traditional student and take a year off to study for the MCATs, then that's fine as well. I know a lot of people in my class right now that they either took a year off or they came straight from undergrad. It doesn't matter. It's really up to you and what you prefer. And the next question is, do you already have an idea of what specialty you want to go into? Or do you want to go in? Yes, I definitely do. I want to go into pediatrics, and I have always been interested in neonatology and recently dermatology, so I might want to subspecialize in any of those two under pediatrics, but we'll see. Who knows? I still have a long way to go, so we'll see, but I have an idea, definitely pediatrics. The next question is, I was curious, how much did it cost to apply to all those 50 medical schools approximately? So for both the primary and the secondary application, it cost around a few $1,000s. So you're looking at about maybe $2,000 to $3,000. So the next question is, why did you pick ADO school? To my understanding, it focuses more on the skeletal muscular system than an MD school, but is this important? I picked ADO school because it was the school itself. They had excellent staff, and I fell in love with the staff right away, and I fell in love with the environment. And the one of the second years that I was talking to the night before my interview, she told me how the environment was non-competitive at all. Everyone was helping each other out. It's not like people were trying to step on each other to get to the top, and I really needed that, and I thought that was just great. And the school itself is great, and I love their mission, and I'm so for it, and that's why I chose the school that I did, not necessarily because it was a DO school, but because of the school itself. I fell in love with it right away. we just learn to look at a patient in a more holistic approach and see how to manipulate the body itself and to apply the osteopathic principles and practices to the body, and then go on to other treatments for a patient. The next question is also, how did you pay for med school, your apartment, etc.? Did you take out a loan? Okay, yes, I did pay for those things with a loan that I did take out. So that's how most medical students pay for everything that they get. But I did apply for a scholarship, so I'll see if anything happens with that. But yeah, so thank you so much for y'all's questions. I really appreciate them. It keeps them coming because I'm gonna do this every week. It's a great way for me to take a break from studying and do something non-medical school related, which is great for me. And so now getting into my third week of medical school update. So this week was basically the same with the classes and everything. And what happened was I did do some tutoring sessions. So in my medical school, we have an option to consult tutors who are basically second year students that made good grades in those classes, and then we can schedule an hour with them to practice whatever subject they can tutor. So me and my study group, my study group is about 6 people, and we did an anatomy tutoring session and we did an OPMP tutoring session, and those were so helpful. I learned so much. It's really great. And then I even, the tutors were nice enough to even schedule ahead of time, basically every week, a blocked out hour for us to tutor with them. So that was great. Also, in week 3, what else is new? I'm going to start meal prepping for week 4, and we'll see how that goes. And I imagine that it'll help me to not be rushed in the mornings to make breakfast or like make my lunch, and then when I come home after school, then I won't really have to think about what I need to eat. So I'm gonna start meal prepping, and I'll let y'all know how that goes. This week was the week after our first exam, and so many people were late to class, and it was crazy because a lot of people got chewed out for it and got called out right in front of class, and it was crazy. But it was also because there was an accident in the city somewhere, and that delayed a bunch of students. But yes, try and get to class on time, because for us we have mandatory attendance, which I really love because I learn a lot going into lecture. I don't really learn staring at a computer screen and going through slides by myself, because I can't learn like that, unfortunately, at least not effectively. And I know some medical schools, they actually don't require you to go to class. You just basically like learn on your own, or you could go to lecture if you want, but attendance is optional. But for us, it's not. Yeah, and in anatomy lab, my cadaver actually had a pacemaker, so that was kind of cool, and it went off, so the battery was clearly intact, and it was kind of crazy. Oh yeah, so also, I forgot to let y'all know that I passed my first round of exams for medical school, which I'm really grateful for, but I really am gonna try and work harder. But I was really excited about that. I was just happy that I at least passed, but I'm really excited about that, and I hope to just be able to work harder and hopefully see that I can keep this up. And yes, that's that. So if you have any questions for me, I would prefer that you go ahead and like my Facebook page right now, and I will take Q&A Sunday questions from there next Sunday. And then also, if you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on social media at aDashofMo. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I will be posting every week to let y'all know how medical school has been going. And yeah, so I hope y'all have a great week and a great Sunday, and I will see you next week. Bye!